When you're out camping, tiny mistakes can quickly turn adventure into annoyance. But a few clever hacks can make all the difference. The best camping tips and tricks aren't just about survival. They help you stay organized, comfortable, and able to tackle anything nature throws your way. That's why in today's video, we're sharing some smart little tricks that can make your next camping trip way smoother. These camping hacks are easy to pull off and can help you save space, time, weight, and even a bit of cash, while adding a clever touch to your outdoor routine. All right, let's start with something so small that most people don't even think about it. But once you know it, you'll never go camping without it. So we're talking about a sandpaper lid, which you can use for quick match strikes.
We know most of you use a fire starter, but those who still use matches,
It can be quite annoying that when you try to light a match outdoors, you realize the matches are damped up. Or maybe the striking surface is either soaked or broken. Now, here's what you can do. Is grab a little piece of sandpaper, nothing fancy, just the medium grit kind, and glue it right under the lid of your match container. It could be an old pill bottle or a waterproof case. Just stick that sandpaper under the lid and you've got a strike pad that actually works, even if your box gets wet or beat up. Tiny hack, but it's actually helpful. So we all basically carry a headlamp when camping, right? I mean, they're hands-free and lightweight, but the thing is that the beam is usually too focused. Like it lights up one tree a few feet away and leaves the rest of your tent in shadows. And it's not ideal when you're trying to organize gear or eat something without stabbing yourself in the lip. So here's the hack you can use. Take your headlamp and wrap it around a translucent water bottle or a milk jug with the light facing inward. What happens is that the harsh beam turns into a soft glowing lantern that lights up the whole tent. And that ambient light actually makes camp feel cozy. We've even seen people hang it from the ceiling of their tent and use it like an overhead lamp. So it's a kind of practical trick that makes night camping so much better. Okay, this might sound a little odd, dryer lint, but yep, it's actually a great fire starter. And we really like the part that it catches fire real quick, as it's actually super flammable and burns long enough to get your kindling going, even if it's a bit damp or your hands are cold. So you don't need to buy any fancy fire starters, just grab the lint from your dryer and you're good. So the next time you're drying your clothes, store a little in a plastic sandwich bag to take with you on your next camping trip. All right, we all know that the navigation apps are great, but until your phone dies, glitches out, or just loses signal. And when you're deep in the woods, miles from a tower, that can quickly turn into a serious problem and can be dangerous. So here's the old school, tried and true solution. Carry a compass. And we mean a real one, not some $2 keychain gadget. A legit floating dial compass. Even if you're not some wilderness survival pro, a compass gives you a basic sense of direction. North, south, and a little common sense can get you back to camp or the trailhead. And if you're wondering what kind of compass won't steer you wrong, then you can check out one of these from SUUNTO. It's simple, quite reliable, and gets the job done. In case you want something unique, the PD EDC Bug Eye is a great one too. This one is compact, easy to read, and does what it's supposed to do, and get you oriented without needing Wi-Fi or a charging cable. Now, you might think you can skip packing paracord and duct tape, but trust us, you'll regret it the second something breaks and you realize you left them at home. Those two are the real MVPs when it comes to quick fixes and improvising out there. Paracord is strong but kind of light, and you can use it for all sorts of stuff. Tying down gear, patching up tents, or even swapping out a busted shoelace in a pinch. And talking about the duct tape, well, that stuff is basically the universal fix-it tool for everything. Gear, boots, even blisters if you're desperate. But the thing is, they can get pretty messy if you just toss them loose in your bag. That's where something like the Atwood rope Paracord dispenser can be pretty useful. It keeps your cord neat, easy to grab, and not free, so you're not wasting half your trip untangling a mess. Though it's not a must-have for everyone, but if you want your paracord ready to go without the hassle, this can be a pretty good option. Look, camping pillows are mostly overrated. They're either too bulky, not supportive enough, so carrying an actual pillow feels like a waste of space and weight that you could spend on more important stuff. Instead, bring a plain old pillowcase and stuff it with your clothes. A jacket, some shirts, socks, whatever you don't mind using as a cushion. It's actually comfortable, way lighter than a real pillow, and you can customize the firmness however you want. Plus, it keeps your clothes from getting all wrinkled and dirty at the bottom of your pack. Just avoid those slippery nylon cases because your head will just slide off in the middle of the night. Flannel or cotton pillowcases work best. They hold your stuff in place and feel nice against your skin. It's one of those small things that nobody talks about, but makes a difference in how well you sleep out there. Well, if we're talking about smart camping hacks, every outdoorsy person should know using solar-powered lights is definitely one of them. Relying just on regular flashlights or headlamps might seem fine at first until you're out there for a couple of nights and suddenly realize your batteries are almost gone. Solar-powered lights make a lot more sense when you're off-grid. You just hang them outside during the day, on your tent, on a tree branch, wherever the sun hits, and they charge themselves while you go about your day. But not all of them are built the same, though. Some barely last a couple hours or aren't even bright enough to be useful. So if you're thinking of bringing one along, you can give this one a try. They're small, waterproof, and give off enough light to move around camp. But obviously, don't expect that they light up your whole campsite like floodlights. We'll put the link down in the video description. Oh. Camping breakfast can be a mess. You're trying to cook with bowls, spoons, maybe a little stove, and everything's sliding around, and stuff like pancake mix or eggs just adds more dishes to clean. So here's the trick: reuse those empty condiment squeeze bottles. You can mix pancake batter or eggs at home and pour them into these bottles. When you want breakfast, just squirt what you need right onto the pan or griddle. It's way less messy, and it's easier to control portions. And even it cuts down on cleanup time. Yeah, it sounds a bit weird using bottles for breakfast, but trust us, it works. Just make sure to clean them well before your trip, and maybe label them. Another useful camping hack is to always bring bug repellent with you. If you forget your spray or run out halfway through the trip, you're stuck with itchy bites. But the problem is, a lot of chemical sprays smell bad and can irritate your skin. So having a natural or homemade bug repellent on hand can really help. Natural repellents aren't perfect either. They usually need reapplying more often and aren't as bulletproof as DEET, but they're definitely way better for your skin and surroundings. Burning sage in your campfire or applying essential oils like citronella, eucalyptus, or lavender can actually keep bugs at bay if you're diligent. But if you're not into making your own natural bug repellent or just find it kind of a hassle, then you can check out one of these. They're plant-based, smell way better than those chemical sprays, and give you actually solid protection. We'll put the link for down in the video description as well. When you go camping, things will break, always, and it's just part of camping life. It's normal, so being ready for these kinds of issues is really important to keep your trip going smoothly. That's why having a small, easy-to-reach repair kit is a must-have. And we're not talking about lugging around a giant toolbox or anything bulky. Just a simple pouch with the basics: needles and thread, some safety pins, zip ties, a mini multi-tool, and maybe a few tent patches. And actually, it can be enough to patch things up without any stress. But the mistake people often make is stashing these repair supplies so deep in their pack that when something breaks, it's a hassle just to get them out. Keep it accessible, and you're good to go. So that was our video on 10 camping hacks every outdoorsman should know. Thanks for watching. Feel free to reveal your thoughts in the comments section and share this video if you find it helpful. And to know more about outdoor products, reviews, and buying guides, you can visit our website, GoOutdoorZone.com.